Section Zero of The Golden Threshold by Sarojini Naidu. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Gilles Leblanc. The Golden Threshold by Sarojini Naidu. Introduction. It is at my persuasion that these poems are now published. The earliest of them were read to me in London in 1896, when the writer was 17. The later ones were sent to me from India in 1904, when she was 25, and they belong, I think, almost wholly to those two periods. As they seemed to me to have an individual beauty of their own, I thought they ought to be published. The writer hesitated. "Your letter made me very proud and very sad," she wrote. "Is it possible that I have written verses that are filled with beauty, and is it possible that you really think them worthy of being given to the world? You know how high my ideal of art is, and to me my poor casual little poems seem to be less than beautiful, I mean with that final enduring beauty that I desire." And in another letter she writes, "I am not a poet really. I have the vision and the desire, but not the voice. If I could write just one poem full of beauty and the spirit of greatness, I should be exultantly silent forever. But I sing just as the birds do, and my songs are as ephemeral. It is for this bird-like quality of song, it seems to me, that they are to be valued. They hint in a sort of delicately evasive way at a rare temperament, the temperament of a woman of the East, finding expression through a Western language and under partly Western influences. They do not express the whole of that temperament, but they express, I think, its essence, and there is an Eastern magic in them. Sarojini Chattopadhyay was born at Hyderabad on February 13th, 1879. Her father, Dr. Agornath Chattopadhyay, is descended from the ancient family of Chattorajas of Brahmangram, who were noted throughout eastern Bengal as patrons of Sanskrit learning and for their practice of yoga. He took his degree of Doctor of Science at the University of Edinburgh in 1877, and afterwards studied brilliantly at Bonn. On his return to India, he founded the Nizam College at Hyderabad, and has since laboured incessantly and at great personal sacrifice in the cause of education. Sarojini was the eldest of a large family, all of whom were taught English at an early age. "I," she writes, "was stubborn and refused to speak it. So one day, when I was 9 years old, my father punished me the only time I was ever punished by shutting me in a room alone for a whole day. I came out of it a full-blown linguist. I have never spoken any other language to him or to my mother, who always speaks to me in Hindustani. I don't think I had any special hankering to write poetry as a little girl, though I was of a very fanciful and dreamy nature. My training under my father's eye was of a sternly scientific character. He was determined that I should be a great mathematician or a scientist. But the poetic instinct, which I inherited from him and also from my mother, who wrote some lovely Bengali lyrics in her youth, proved stronger. One day, when I was 11, I was sighing over a sum in algebra. It wouldn't come right. But instead, a whole poem came to me suddenly. I wrote it down. From that day my poetic career began. At 13 I wrote a long poem à la Lady of the Lake, 1,300 lines in 6 days. At 13 I wrote a drama of 2,000 lines, a full-fledged, passionate thing that I began on the spur of the moment without forethought, just to spite my doctor, who said I was very ill and must not touch a book. My health broke down permanently about this time, and my regular studies being stopped, I read voraciously. I suppose the greater part of my reading was done between 14 and 16. I wrote a novel. I wrote fat volumes of journals. I took myself very seriously in those days. Before she was 15, the great struggle of her life began. Dr. Govindurajulu Naidu, now her husband,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?